This time tomorrow, the city of Columbus will be awash in the color pink, all for the Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure. The awareness and effort to find a cure for this disease is strong here in Columbus, and that's because 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed. And women who must face this journey know there are many stages: diagnosis, treatment, recovery. And today we're going to focus on the recovery and how exercise can help women get back that strength they lost during treatment or post-surgery. Andrea Leonard is the president of the Cancer Exercise Training Institute. She's here to show us some of her exercises. Andrea, it is such a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you, same here.
How did you come up with this idea of exercise specifically specialized, targeted for women who are dealing with breast cancer?
Well, it goes back about 17 years, and my mom was diagnosed for the 2nd time with breast cancer. And I was living in Washington, D.C., and had the good fortune of working with the chiefs of breast surgery at Georgetown, GW, and Johns Hopkins for 3 years to develop the first book, which was Essential Exercises for Breast Cancer Survivors. And it's kind of snowballed from there into developing a training program for health and fitness professionals nationwide to help women who have breast cancer recover in their journey.
It started personal, and it's just gotten so big. What is it that's after treatment that makes it a little more difficult for someone who's been through breast cancer treatment, that as opposed to just anyone else who decides they're going to exercise?
Well, there's so many complications. Physiologically, you have amputation, removal of the breast, removal of lymph nodes. It affects their posture, which can lead to degenerative issues in their joints and a lot of pain throughout their body. It affects their range of motion in the shoulder. So certain things that we take for granted, like reaching up into a cupboard to get a coffee cup or something, or blow dry their hair, they can't do anymore. So it's really about functional fitness, and that's where the BOSU became involved in this, and helping people to get back to their quality of life from where they were before, and sometimes even better.
Wow. All right. This is a BOSU. I've never done it.
This is a BOSU.
Okay. I'm going to have you do me a favor and...
You want me to demonstrate first?
But would that be a better way for you to show me
I'll
first?
show you,
okay.
but one of the things that's really important, after lymph nodes are removed or radiation, women will run the risk of what's called lymphedema, and that's the swelling of the extremity, which is very debilitating and painful and can be irreversible. But one of the things that we do is lymph drainage exercises, and the BOSU can be a real integral part of that in stimulating lymph flow. So very carefully position your feet. Let's see. Oh, yeah.
You might have to
watch
hold on
me.
to me.
Okay, here we go. Okay, and then just bouncing, just a little, or just alternating, moving the feet back and forth. And this will, it seems really simple, but it's harder than it looks.
Oh, no, trust me. I'm not really.
Okay, here you go.
Put me up here. That's why I have
we don't want to have any.
thinking.
Okay, so just a little bouncy motion. You'll see. It's hard. So now engage your abdominal muscles, pull your belly button in towards your spine. So some women have actually had these muscles removed for breast reconstruction.
Wow, things you never think about,
Right,
Andrea.
that's called a tram flap.
Kind of fun.
So imagine if you can't do a sit-up anymore, you've still got to work these core muscles. The act of standing on here in and of itself is engaging those muscles.
You really kind of need, like you're here kind of holding me because, well, no, I think that's a good thing. That's
right, and I would be doing this with a client as well. But let's say you've got the person doing this at home, do it by a wall, so you can just, you know, get used to being on there. And then I want to show you a number of different things, so carefully get off of there.
Okay.
Yeah, come on off. So focusing on the abdominal muscles. Now, somebody who has not had a tram, this isn't necessarily going to be compromised. So a tram is removing the rectus abdominis muscle for the breast. But most people are going to have a postural deviation called round shoulder syndrome. As this tightens up from the surgery or radiation, it becomes weak across the back. So the focus is going to be on stretching the chest and strengthening the back. So if you want to come on down here and have a seat in the center of the BOSU, so just feet out here.
Alrighty.
We're going to start off with just a very simple stretch. Go ahead and bend your knees for support. Put your hands behind your head. Now, you take this for granted as something really easy to do, but imagine if you had had radiation and mastectomies and reconstruction. It's very difficult to open up the chest.
Very tight.
So I want you to think about squeezing your shoulder blades together and basically expanding across your chest. That would be the first step in this progression. And somebody who can do that with little to no pain can then go ahead and put their hands on the side of the BOSU. So both arms down here. Now lean back just a tiny bit. Chest out, shoulders back, and that's a little bit more advanced because now we're having to engage your abdominal muscles.
And that's what you want, right?
Exactly. Then from there, I'm going to have you sit yourself right here on the edge of the floor. And this becomes a little more advanced. So somebody who's just out of surgery, who's really bound down, may have a more challenging time doing this. If you have had these muscles removed, it'll be very difficult to roll back, so they would have to get up from the side. But for the average person, you're going to engage your stomach muscles, roll yourself back, let your head just kind of gently come back down there. Now go ahead. Head back. I know, it's
weird.
Intimidating. So hands, you start here. This is always the starting position. Now very gently let your arms come out to the side as far as you can with no pain. Okay, do you feel that stretch across your chest?
Oh yeah.
All right, so imagine the person who's had breast surgery. It's going to be really challenging. Now, wait.
Okay.
Got to use your muscles to get
we're
back
running
up.
out of time, and I want to make sure people know where they can learn this. Okay.
Use these muscles. There you go.
Safely is good.
So those are just a couple chest stretches, but there's a plethora of exercises you can do on here.
You're going to be at the race this weekend?
Yes.
And you have a book, and you're also instructing other folks. So where do you see this all going, Andrea? Bigger
Everywhere.
Bigger, yes.
Yeah, I'd like to see Pink BOSUs on every corner of the planet.
You're going to do an exercise demo in the expo area, so people can look for you. They can also look for the Pink BOSUs.
Look for the Pink BOSUs.
And you have a website as well?
Yes,
What's
cancerspecialist.com.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is wonderful. And one more quick question. While we focused on breast cancer, some of these exercises good for other cancer survivors?
Absolutely.
As well?
They're good for everybody, and there are different exercises for different people. So if anybody wants more information, they can visit the website and email me straight through there, and I can answer any questions.
That's great. Have fun this weekend.
Thanks, we will.
Thanks.